to our 2015 Forever Families Black Tie Awards Gala, honoring our community heroes. Honorees, tonight we celebrate you. We thank you for performing exceptional works in our communities in so many different capacities. We recognize you for standing out amongst our peers and colleagues. We applaud you for walking to the beat of your own drum. Families and friends, we appreciate you for being the support system and making this possible for the honorees to pursue their passions with such fervor and commitment. We celebrate you, we thank you, we recognize you, we applaud you, we appreciate you. Thank you all and enjoy the event. Now we will have the processional of the honorees.
We want to thank everyone for coming out tonight for this grand occasion. Thank you for these honorees that set up on this DES, realizing that we commend you for everything that you do day in and day out in our communities. The video which you're about to see is just going to give you a little insight on Forever Families and the organization itself and the people that they touch every day. And we can't do it without you. And when I say you, I mean those of you that are sitting out in our audience tonight, because it is your support that allows us to be able to do the things that we do day in and day out, knowing that you are the ones who have the caring heart. So we thank you for your presence this evening. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the evening as we try to present to you the presentation. Thank you very much.
And while we're having dinner, I would like to introduce someone to you. Gregory Daniels, saxman. Gregory Daniels is the winner of the Texas Gospel Music Excellence Award and the recipient of the YMCA Greater Houston Minority Achievers Award. He was featured in the 7th edition of the Who's Who in Black Houston. He has also been featured on various television broadcasts and networks such as Urban Houston Network, Daystar, and TBN. Gregory released his first CD project entitled For His Glory in 2011 and later released his latest 2 CD projects in 2014. One entitled In His Presence, along with a love CD entitled Ambiance. I bring to you Mr. Gregory Daniels, saxman. Acting and speaking talent. Cadence was her first job at 2 years old as the Forever Family cover girl.
Since then, Cadence has gone on to appear in 2 Forever Families television commercials and several dance and speech solos. This past summer, Cadence was privileged to get invited to attend a week-long event called Premiere. This event is held in Orlando, Florida at a Disney resort. It seeks to discover and help develop fresh faces and new talent in acting, modeling, dancing, and singing. Cadence spent the week working and training with several professional child actors appearing in various Disney television programs. She also had the opportunity to display her talents. She received very positive critiques from the actors and other industry professionals. Cadence now studies at Page Park. She is currently participating in coursework in acting, interviewing, monologue work, posing, speaking, and auditioning, just to name a few. Additionally, she studies ballet at the Houston Dance Factory. Cadence is now a first grader at the Barnett Public School. When she is not doing homework, striking a pose, or autographing her 8x10, ripping the runway, she is often singing, writing songs, or playing Barbie dolls with her 2-year-old sister, Kaylee. In her free time, Cadence enjoys applying makeup, hip-hop dancing, visiting her adopted aunts and uncles, eating pizza. She credits her success to her parents and her grandparents, Drs. Sophia Davis Fields and Lonnie Fields, who make it possible for her to follow her dreams.
Hello, my name is Kim Marie Omar. I am 6 years old and I'm the spokesperson for Forever Families. I've known Forever Families since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Adoption is when children cannot live with their real parents, so they find new parents that care and love them forever. My aunts and uncles were adopted by my grandparents. If they weren't adopted, I would probably never met them. Mia, Maya, Maria, Monet, Dion, and Dewan, I love you. Thanks to my grandparents, Lonnie Fields and Dr. Sophia Davis Fields, for adopting my aunts and uncles. Thank you.
Leah Sade Davis Field, and this is my poem, Broken Shoe. Something that is strong and can never be broken, has power and love like a family, no joking. Like having some shoes with one heel broken and finding someone to fix for a token. If you are feeling tired and broken, I will loan you my token and may just fix what you have broken. It is not a token of golden riches, but one with love includes. You never know what you can do. Has anyone fixed your broken shoe? There's always someone in need your help. Just try to find out who. As you can see, this poem is about me, an adopted child Forever Family. Can you fix a broken shoe?
It is my pleasure and privilege to be here on this most auspicious occasion. And I'm sharing with you tonight something I normally just very publicly don't talk about. And I want to be very transparent and very, just open about why this is so important to me. Because my wife and I, we tried for many years to conceive a child on our own. And my wife, she suffered from fibroids, and we had surgery to try to get it removed. And then we tried again. And then when that didn't work, we tried in vitro. When that didn't work, we tried a surrogate. On and on and on. We tried every single thing because one of the things that we wanted to do, we wanted to share our success with children that we were able to have together. That was just something that we wanted to do. We both come from families where, we encourage child rearing, and we're very family oriented, a very close-knit family. And that was just something that, we just thought naturally would happen while we were married. But as God would have it, that wasn't our fate. And it was devastating. I was crushed. My wife was really crushed. And she felt like she wasn't a woman. She felt like insignificant. She felt insecure. She felt like she wasn't good enough for me because she couldn't provide a child for me. And, when we were dating, I always talked about how I wanted to have a boy, what we were going to name him. So we had all these goals, all these things. that we wanted to do with our children. And we bought our house and we said this is going to be the room for this and that. But unfortunately, it just didn't happen that way. And so we were very, very, very depressed for a period of time. But, again, it goes back to our faith. And as fate would have it, my mother, she said, have y'all ever considered adoption? Maybe you should consider adoption. It had never crossed our minds. It was something that we hadn't even considered. And we're both, quote unquote educated and think that we, very well-read people. It's just something we hadn't even thought about. And so when my mother talked about it, we said, okay, I think we should. Initially, my wife was reluctant because, again, she felt like a failure. Like, well, it'll never be the same. I wanted to be able to give you children, but that didn't happen. And so once we looked at adoption, we realized that this is something that we could do to become parents together. And long story short, we decided to adopt, and we went through an agency, and we adopted 2 children, a boy and a girl. They were twins. And I can tell you, as God is my witness, that forget the titles, forget the accomplishments, forget the accolades, forget any success as a lawyer, forget any of that. All of that can be thrown away, and I would be as fulfilled as I am now with those children. Those children have enriched our lives like I can't even imagine. Words cannot merely describe the joy and the satisfaction that we have from that adoption process. And so every time when I hear someone talking about, their inability to have a child, I'm always encouraging when I offer words of encouragement to give my story to them. I've never done it publicly, but if we hadn't adopted, there would be a void in the Reynolds household. If we hadn't adopted, there would be so many memories that we created that wouldn't be there. And I can tell you that we have been more fulfilled with the adoption process. And once you adopt, once you bring those children to your home, it is not like they aren't your own. The only difference is they're not your DNA. The love and the affection, the foundation, the values that you can share with them, the special moments, everything is just like it is if it's your own child. And so there should be no stigma at all for adoption. There should be no stigma for anyone that can't conceive. There should be a willingness to make sure that if you're in the position to adopt, if you're in the position to be a foster parent, if you have the means to do it, then you should do it. I believe that the good Lord will continue to bless those who provide for the least, the last, and the lost. And if those children are left in foster care, never having an adoptive parent, there's a feeling of abandonment. There's a feeling of rejection. There's a feeling of no one wants me. And I've seen further statistics that show that a lot of those children end up incarcerated. They end up as dropouts. They end up as drug users. They end up as what some people would call a menace to society. And I would say a lot of that is the environment. They're shuffled around from home to home. There's no stability. There's no foundation. There's not that love and nurturing that a child needs from a mother and a father. And so when I see agencies like this, it really speaks volumes to the kind of people that the fields are. Because this kind of agency, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of love and a lot of attention. It takes a lot of compassion. And I'm just hoping that each and every one of us, and I'm probably preaching to the choir, or she would be here, but let's all be ambassadors. Let's be goodwill ambassadors to promote adoption, to promote being a foster parent. Just like we go to a good restaurant and we tell everybody we know, oh yeah, girl, hey, you gotta go over here. This is the best steak or the best whatever I've ever had. Or if you see a good deal, hey, you gotta go over there. They have the best dresses, the fly shoes. If we can get excited about the Texans and the Rockets and a good restaurant and a good place to vacation, surely we can get excited about changing a child's life. Surely we can get excited about being a difference maker. Surely we can be excited about helping to create lasting memories and a feeling of security for those who have been abandoned by their biological parents. That's what tonight is all about, is to make sure that this November, in Adoption Awareness Month, that everyone becomes a messenger. Everyone, it goes back to the African proverb, it takes a village. I want everybody to be villagers. I want everybody to take it upon themselves to educate our families, our communities, particularly communities of color, about the need and the importance of adoption. And I believe it's our responsibility to be my brother's keeper. It's our responsibility to make sure that we don't continue to let these statistics hold true, where there's a disproportionate number of children of color waiting for adoptive families. And the sad reality of it is, a lot of times, those children are adopted by people that are not of the same race. And I don't knock that, because if a parent, regardless of the race, regardless of where they come from, what they look like, if they have love and affection, then they can be adoptive parents. But I want for African Americans to step up to the plate. We can't expect others to do what we're not doing. And so my message is more of a charge to take ownership of these statistics and let's do something about it. We know there's a problem. Unless we've identified that there is a problem, but the solution rests in each and every one of us. We can be goodwill ambassadors and to promote, adoption and to promote foster care. And so with that, I just want to say, again, congratulations to all the honorees. And let's make sure that we continue to promote adoption, that we continue to support agencies like Forever Families that have all of the tools that they need to expand. And I'm so happy that they're in Fresno because they're in my district. I'm proud to represent them. And at the state level, I'm going to continue to make sure that we have regulatory laws that make it not so burdensome to adopt, not so expensive to adopt. I'm going to continue to fight at the state level to make sure, because again, I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm not just someone who's talking about it, I'm actually doing it. And I believe that we have to lead by example. We have the attitude, have the attitude that if it is to be, it's up to me. If not me, then who? If not now, then when? If not this, then what? We have to make sure that we declare that I'm not going to procrastinate. I'm not going to wait and rely on someone else to do it. I'm not going to make excuses.
A motivational moment. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you're honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. In the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway.
Hello, my name is DeJuan Davis Fields. I am 24 years old, and I got adopted in 1995 when I was 4 years old. And I'm thankful that they choose me as their child, because without them, I wouldn't have anything. So I am glad that God told them to adopt me as their child. So now I have a family that I can call home.
Hi, my name is Monet Davis Fields, and I'm proud to be adopted because now I get to live with my sisters. And I would like to thank Forever Families for letting that happen. Now we would like to light a candle for those children who have not yet to be adopted.
National Adoption Month for us personally, for me, it's not just November, it's every day. I live it every day with the 7 children we have. For the past 10 years, being a foster parent for over 20 years, the one's 24, so 20 years. Seeing the change that we're making in children's lives, I want you to tell other people about what we do. Usually when I tell people that I have 7 children, they look at me and they say, "Are you okay?" But I don't tell them the whole story, because they're all my children, just like Representative Ron Williams, Reynolds said. So I want to thank everyone and think about adoption every day, not just the month of November, one time a year. One thing that Mia forgot to say, Mia, can you come to the stage, please? Nobody can say this better than her.
So one day, okay, no. My mom goes to court a lot, and every time she goes to court, she always has gifts to bring to the children. So she could never find a specific card to congratulate that child on their adoption. So she came home from work, and she was telling me, my brothers and sisters, that she needed our help to help her create adoption cards for the children. So that's when we started the Forever Families adoption card, and they're outside the door on the table.
Or they're designed by adopted children. There's no other in the world. This is the very first and the only one. So they so far have designed 15 cards that we're rolling out this year. So we want your support in that as well. Also want to thank one very special person in the audience, my biggest cheerleader. If I tell you she goes out there and talk about Forever Families and talk about this and talk about that, my mom, Miss Roberta Davis. I want to just introduce you to a few more people, and then we're going to be closing out. Can I get the backbone of Forever Families to come up?
And I just want to say this to you. Don't be a bench member for life. Get involved and make a difference. May God bless you and may God keep you. And thank you again for coming.
I'm Sophie, Dr. Sophie Davis Fields' mother. This is the baby of the 6th out of the family. 4 girls and 2 boys. And I thank God that He gave me the strength to still to be able to come. And excuse my accent, because I speak another language. But I hope I speak enough that you can understand. I am so happy. I couldn't wait to get here. So I made it. Took a long time because I went the longer way because I still drive, but I'm coming. Okay, and I thank everybody that came and participated. I think this is my 31st time. And I enjoyed and thank God.